Hey there, friends. Jack Ingram here. Welcome to another edition of the Texas Music Scene, where we showcase Americana and songwriter-driven roots music. Let's get right into it. We'll share story and songs from Wade Bowen, as he does When Love Comes Around live. We shine a spotlight on Boise, Idaho-based outfit Tylor The Train Robbers, and a live performance of Non-Typical Find. Our adopted Alabama brother, Adam Hood, closes us out with his performance of Harder Stuff. All coming up on this edition of the Texas Music Scene. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Wade Bowen, and this is the Texas Music Scene with Jack Ingram.
My good friend Wade Bowen's on a roll, putting out new music with Hold My Beer Volume 3 with Randy Rogers, his 2022 release Somewhere Between the Secret and the Truth, and his 6-song EP Where Phones Don't Work from the previous year. Here's his take on a highlight track from that project, When Love Comes Around.
When Love Comes Around, I don't have a whole lot of up-tempos, so this one is a lot of fun to play. It was written that way. It's a song about letting life happen and not thinking too much. Just relax and enjoy life and take it as it comes. And I love the way this song turned out. It's very different from anything I've done on any record. And it's an absolute blast to play live. And I'm so glad it's on the EP as well.
Somewhere Between the Secret and the Truth. That's where Wade Bowen is. Give him a hand, everybody. I'm not sure if Tony's ready or not, but we got lights, we got camera, and we got action. Let's go.
You'd be best street. We'd keep them on the edge of their seats. If I were Gibson, you'd be a sweet song, always bringing the best out of me. And every song I sing gotta rise when the rain comes down, gotta dance when the band's downtown, gotta get lost to get found, gotta love when love comes around. If you were Memphis, I'd be Elvis. Every day I'd buy you a Cadillac. If you were starlight, I'd be the midnight. We drift away like morning ain't coming back. Yes, shine on, baby. Gotta rise when the rain comes down. Gotta dance when the band's downtown. Gotta get lost to get found. Gotta love when love comes around. Yeah, when your love comes around, gonna wrap my arms around you, baby. Gotta pull you close. I'm gonna hold you when the world gets crazy. Never let you go. Honey, you're my proof of heaven, my paradise found. Yeah, I believe in everything when your love comes around. Yeah, gotta rise when the rain comes down. Gotta
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank y'all. All the people that drove in, all the people that road tripped, all the people here. God bless y'all. Thanks for having us.
I'm Tyler Ketchum, and we're Tylor and the Train Robbers, and this is the Texas music scene.
We get to introduce our Texas music scene friends and family to Tylor and the Train Robbers. Frontman Tyler Ketchum and his Boise, Idaho-based bandmates get to share their story behind the title track of their album, Non-Typical Fine, which was produced by Cody Braun of Reckless Kelly.
We did a song called Non-Typical Fine, which was the title track of our third album that we did with Cody Braun. I always say it's a true story that I made up. I headed back to Oregon to visit some friends, and a buddy of mine was telling me a story about horn hunting. He was looking for horn sheds in the woods, and he came across this dead body. And the cops had told him that there was another dead body a few years prior to that, and so we got to thinking around the campfire, you know, I wonder if they were connected in some way. And so I kind of started putting the story together and called him one day and said, hey, can I use this story? And he was like, yeah, no problem, just send me the money, man. I was like, oh, okay. So it ended up being the title track. These guys are so good about doing the music part to the story, and like each scene, you know, we kind of look at it as each verse is like a new scene. And when I brought it to Cody originally, I thought, man, this could be way too long, you know, and he came back and said, maybe add a couple more verses. And I was like, oh, okay. And so there was a lot of like, you know, it's a lot of words, you know, tell the story, and then the instrumental part of that story. We kind of all came up with those in the studio and made it fit the story best as we could. That's just kind of how we go about the story songs, is trying to, you know, give it the mood that it needs to tell the right story, so.
I saw a rib cage reflecting from the sun, just like the last mule deer shed had done. It was just down the ridge across from my folks' place, so I approached with hope and a hike of a steady pace. Well, it could be a cow or a buck that didn't make it to spring, a deer casualty of a cat with a circling buzzard scene. I hiked downward to the bottom near the creek and up the other side. I was coming up close, preparing for a typical fight. Oh, I had my gun on my hip and my dog by my side. Well, them's the only two things I need for me to survive. She saw a red Corvette reflect from a small town moon. It weren't the first fast car she'd stuck her thumb out to. He just came into some money, spent a little on a brand new ride. She thought he looked a little crazy, it was flirting with her mind. You see, she felt finished with her family, it all seemed so out of hand. What's another bad decision leads to something they could understand. So when he pulled across traffic along the left-hand curb, she ran her finger across the hood and jumped in without saying a word. She had her purse hung on her hip, a brand new man by her side. Them's the only two things she'll need so she can survive. She finally found her way out, kinda like her sister did. Little brother wouldn't mind still being just a little kid. Then there was her parents that never got good at showing true emotion. She was a grown-up now and found a time to take a notion. And the headlights reflected bright off of highway signs, and took her toward a mountain pass full of ponderosa pines. She was feeling pretty free without a tether in her thread. He had been running from something, he should have took it head on instead. On the gas he laid up the grade, breaking started getting nervous and then her heart sank. Went through a guardrail and rolled down the gravel bank. She had a bad cut on his lip and a brand new total ride. They were both shook and looking lucky to be alive. Did their best to reflect on what was done. First flung from a window, now wishing for eyes of the sun. It gets cold out in the country, especially close to winter time. With wrong direction he led, she went with fear of being left behind. Still on a run, he hightailed it to the trees. No care for where she fell or attention to her pleas. Different kind of darkness in the woods, it's a brutal attack. Why not head back toward the highway? It's a case I guess will never crack. She had no witness to her trip or alibi of any kind. She was lacking all one it needed to succeed to survive. Came across him while running cattle in the spring. They found him face down naked, he was floating in a shallow stream. The feds tied it to a mystery crash from the previous fall. Case closed with no knowledge or clue to look into it all. It's about 3 years later, I'm sitting out on this ridge, hearing traffic in the distance, hitting that highway bridge. I can sell them off by the pound. I'll keep the ones I like and haul the rest down into town. Well, I saw a rib cage reflecting from the sun, just like the last mule deer shed had done. I hiked downward to the bottom near the creek and up the other side. I was coming up close, preparing for a typical fight. But with no headstone to read or rib, sat through chills down my spine. It was just a person, a pile of bones on the mountainside. Just a person, a pile of bones on the mountainside.
Hey folks, I'm Adam Hood, and this is the Texas Music Scene with Jack Ingram.
Adam Hood's up next to share the story behind Harder Stuff from his album Bad Days Better. In fact, he had my pal Miranda Lambert contribute some vocals to the studio version of this song.
Harder Stuff is one that we do, and that one was pretty much the only song that we had on this record that wasn't finished when we went in to record it. So Davis Nix wrote that song with me, and then Brent and Charlie Starr from Blackberry Smoke came in and finished that song out. As a long story with that one, it was kind of my first year of not drinking, and I was probably about 6 months into it, and I was hiding in my hotel room, and Davis walked in. I'd said something to him about, kind of having the idea to write a song called The Harder Stuff, and it being, instead of it being harder stuff, meaning towards the drug side of things, it's kind of the harder stuff of having to look at yourself in the mirror when you are, you decided to, for lack of a better word, sober up.
the liquor in 2 months' time is hard on a man my age. I couldn't see straight to the left or the right, and decided to change my ways. So if I walk on stage and say goodbye without hanging around drinking and telling lies, there ain't nothing wrong. It ain't nobody's fault. I just finally realized lately I've just been hanging on. I love people, but I ain't that strong. I have my reasons for moving on, but these days the liquor don't ride my song. 'Cause it ain't right for a family man to build a house on shifting sand. But don't think that I've given up. I'm just taking on the harder stuff. There ain't no telling what the neighbors will think, but that's never stopped me before. If I pour it all down the kitchen sink, or spill it all over the floor. So it's so long, today's gone behind closed eyes, and hello to no other heart than mine. There ain't nothing wrong. It ain't nobody's fault. I just finally realized lately I've just been hanging on. I love people, but I ain't that strong. I have my reasons for moving on, but these days the liquor don't ride my song. 'Cause it ain't right for a family man to build a house on shifting sand. But don't think that I've given up. I'm just taking on the harder stuff. Don't think that I've given up. I'm taking on the harder stuff.
Well, folks, turn out the lights. Party's over. Thanks to all our artists on the show, our friends at San Marcos here at the Porch, and of course to all of y'all for watching. Now get out and support the hardworking musicians by seeing them live. That's how this whole thing works. Because Texas is one place that truly celebrates the independent spirit of making music. Let's keep it that way. See y'all next time.